Hi, I'm Rebecca Dotson with Stronghold Fitness, and today I have a personal training client and friend of mine, Susan Scott, with me here today to chat a little bit about her health and wellness. And we have been together for a little over a year. We started together at the end of May 2019, and it is middle of September 2020 right now. So we've had a little bit of time to get to know each other, and she is a lot of fun. And one of the things that we're going to chat a little bit about today in this interview is she's also a licensed nutritionist. So I've definitely learned some things from her during our time together. So Susan, thank you for agreeing to chat and to do an interview with me. And thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rebecca. I've had such joy working with you over the past months.
Well, the joy's been all mine for sure. So, well, let me ask you, let's start off by me asking you, how did you hear about Stronghold Fitness? And then what led you to be even seeking personal training?
Well, I have a saying that everything you know, you learn in a nail salon. And literally, I threatened to write that book. And that's exactly where I heard about you, Rebecca.
In a nail salon.
One of the nail tech owners was commenting about rushing over the mountain to her trainer. And I said, well, I live over the mountain. Where are you headed? And so it took twice before I literally got your name. But she was making great strides in changing her body and feeling better. And that sold me. I have worked with personal trainers before, and I was at a time in my life that I had time to do it. So I'm glad I found you.
Yay, me too. I'm glad you found me too. So, well, speaking of, looking for someone for that guidance, what are some of your health and wellness goals, and how has Stronghold supported you in hopefully meeting some of those goals?
Well, the first thing that you can expect from Rebecca is that she listens. She does listen to your goals, and that was important to me. As over the months, while I've had a little bit of knee issues, elbow issues, now I'm trying to learn how to swing a golf club. Rebecca, you have really helped in enabling me to continue to work hard in exercise strategies that are really making a difference and have.
Oh, you're frozen on me.
You listened to me and said, yes, I can train you at home. And so that's where I remain. And I, believe it or not, I had enough gadgets, workout, weights, and so on that have really been useful in continuing. But I did think about this. I have a little bit of a lengthy health and wellness goal list.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
All right. Well, I'm a believer in making up words for thoughts using the first initial. So in essence, when I say to myself, be strong, here is what that means to me. Be, the beginning of be strong. Be equals balance. As I have gotten older, I have found that it's easy for me to be very unbalanced. And as I watch my 92-year-old mother, that even gets worse. So balance is a real issue. And almost every exercise that Rebecca uses with me, especially with my lower body, there tends to be a balance education for my body to get better at. And I've seen improvements in balance. E stands for endurance, And it surprised me that I am not as tired as I was the very first time that I worked out with you. The very first time, I could not do anything the rest of the day. I was so exhausted. So B, balance, E, endurance. Now I'm spelling out the next word, strong. And that is strength, S for strength. Because I know that I have increased my muscle mass and I am sure I have increased my bone density, although I haven't had it checked in the last year and a half. T stands for take pleasure. And I have had a lot of fun in person and also working out online with Rebecca. She makes me laugh and she challenges me, and I always enjoy the sessions and looking forward to it. R equals reduce chronic disease risk. That's a big one with my doctor. I'm all about increasing my good cholesterol, which can come from exercise, and decreasing my triglycerides and my fasting blood sugar. O is own it. I am trying to be responsible in my exercise endeavors. And I have increased my walking in addition to the weight resistance and balance training that Rebecca, you have afforded me. And then N stands for now. There's nothing like the present. Don't put it off. Start exercising. And then G is the golden rule. And we as women, we as caregivers and family providers, we sometimes forget ourselves. So G, golden rule, it stands for the golden rule, treat our body as you would care for others. And so my goal is be strong.
I love that. That is so fantastic. Oh, that is so great. And you've really gotten stronger, and I've loved watching that. So I hope you feel like you have.
Yes. See?
So, okay. Yes, that's right. So I want, while we're here, because you are such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to nutrition, and you have so many years of experience in that field. I mean, I just want to pick your brain about that for a minute. And you of anybody understand how crucial the diet is to our overall health and wellness. And so I just wanted you to speak to that a little and give us, I'm sure you could talk all day, but could you give your top 3 pieces of advice for those that are seeking sustainable dietary changes?
First, work on 3 to 5 things that it doesn't take much to really turn around our food choice behavior. And take a moment for yourself, sit down, and just be honest and say, what are the 3 things that I know that are working against me on my health? If you attack those 3 to 5 things that are majorly roadblocks in your way, then you're going to see tremendous success. And you know what they are. And then create an environment that manages easily for you to work on those 3 to 5 things. Some easy ones, and make them very positive. Work on your water, and there's many ways to do that. Work on your fruits and vegetables. And I've seen clients do all sorts of things to track it. Make little charts or stick figures on a sticky note. Every time you eat a fruit, every time you eat a vegetable, I hope you have 5 to 7 or more a day. Go for it. Again, it's not a one size fits all. And I also would say that when you're deciding on your 3 to 5 things to work on, make sure they are rational. And I would stop here and put a plug in for visiting, making an appointment with a registered dietitian. You can look that up on eatright.org and put in your zip code and find a registered dietitian in your location. It truly doesn't take many visits to get you on track. You can find out your macronutrient goals, protein, carb, and fat, and then create a meal plan, a general plan, so that you're eating on a set schedule, and that you are looking at in increments of your waking day, what is a realistic meal combination for you. Whether you're on the go, maybe you work nights, maybe you have food allergies, and so on. There are registered dietitians out here to help you. Now, what if you're in challenging yourself with a specific sport? They can also help you hone in your needs for that. And also if you're dealing with chronic disease, what omissions should be made so that you can reduce your blood sugar or your blood pressure, and still see outcomes with your exercise that you're hoping to do. It's a complicated thing to just answer in a small few sentences, but
I
yeah. But I would say that go back to the golden rule and treat your body. Treat your body with rational decisions, and take the day of your birthday every month. What day was is your birthday? What day?
The 5th.
The 5th. Okay, so the 5th of every month, eat something that really isn't part of what you would do every day. In other words, celebrate your birthday every month on the 5th.
Oh, I can do
that. and it's not going to blow anything that you're doing for your health. So
well, that's a really fun idea. I like that. I love, and we talked about this the other day, you saying that just 2 to 3 changes in diet, if you give that time, you will see changes. And so you don't have to change everything, which can be so overwhelming and it can lead to failure. Just changing a couple of things and sticking to those, you will see change. And I talk a lot about that with clients, with making small changes, making those new habits before you move on to making more. And so I like the thought of that. It just takes a couple of things to see change.
Yes, and keeping a food diary, logging into a particular website that helps you track your macronutrients is a great idea. But do it as you go during the day, because then you know what you have left for the evening. I see too many times people will log it in maybe 3 days later. No, that's not going to do you any good. You need to know where you are throughout the whole day. The other idea is to set little fences for each eating episode. You know, like I'm going to eat this much fiber for breakfast, this many fruits and vegetables for lunch and dinner, you know, so you're working on more than just macronutrients. You're working on fiber that can help fill you up.
Well, and I personally, I'm not a nutritionist, but this is what I feel like is a really key to success in making changes. And this is what I tell my clients, that meal prep. Prepping ahead of time is going to lead you to make better choices. I guarantee that if you prep your meals ahead of time, you will make better choices in what you eat throughout the week. So how do you feel about that?
That's exactly true. Plan, portion prepare. I'm one of my other books that I want to write, besides what you learn in the nail salon, is using snack bags to your advantage. The little snack size holds a cup, and the sandwich size holds 2 cups.
Uh-huh.
So, filling a bag of raw vegetables, crunchy, munchy things of the season will give you a better flavor and more satisfaction. If you fill the sandwich size bag and eat your vegetables first, you're actually going to feel fuller for when you get to another part of your meal. And then on the higher energy dense foods that might accompany your meal that maybe you're packing for work, or then that's a good size to throw in some whole grain crackers, or maybe that's a good measure for pasta if you're going to have a pasta salad later. So exactly right, Rebecca. Planning, preparing. If it arrives in your grocery cart, guess what? You just gave yourself a license to eat it later.
That's right. Yes. I love that. I'm going to remember about the birthday. So maybe I'll celebrate my birthday. It's not near the 5th right now, so I'll have to wait a little while to celebrate my birthday, darn it. So how do you see, as a nutritionist, how do you see the relationship between diet and exercise?
The fuel from food, our fuel intake from food and beverages, are partnered with our activity to create the body composition that we have. And that's just evidence-based science. Um, and there's a lot of other multifactorial considerations. It might, maybe our sleep, maybe we're sleep deprived, maybe we have underlying disease that we don't know about, or a chronic disease, or we have stress in our lives right now. Of course, that's huge. I mean, every day for me sometimes feels like a week, because we're encountering a whole new living environment that our bodies are not used to. We are not around people as much, and that socialization is what we miss. And we probably dealt with stress management by being able to see people face to face. So the fact is that our fuel intake is essential, and that has to happen throughout the day. Exercise and activity is built around that, and both augment each other for goal creation. I've seen way too many people that want exercise to be the way they make body composition changes. And then I see folks that want to put themselves on deprivation diets and think they're going to create body composition changes in that way. But throw those two thoughts in the trash, because a partnership of both exercise goals and eating, food consumption, and fuel consumption goals have to be partnered to work in a congruent manner, so you optimized your health.
Let me ask you this. So I've had clients who, not every client that comes to me wants to lose weight. I mean, everybody has all kinds of goals, but that's probably more of a goal of a majority than some of the other goals that people have. And, they'll come to me and, we'll talk, about a lot of the stuff that we've just talked about. But then if they're not seeing that immediate result, then I've had clients say, okay, I'm going to try this diet, and which, I'm not ever really a fan of a diet, because at some point you have to come off of it. I'm more of a fan of, sustainable changes. But they'll go on these diets where the first part of the diet, it'll be a situation where they are told not to exercise. And I'm assuming that's because there's such a caloric deficit. So tell me, how do you feel about diets that ask you to not exercise in part of them?
Actually, it can be very life-threatening to go on a severely low caloric diet, and there can be chemical changes in the body that could end up being life-threatening, and can be totally dangerous.
And I may be wrong in assuming that's why they tell you not to exercise on some of these diets at the beginning. So if you know any information about, why they would do that, then have a little bit.
Yeah, and actually, without being in the care of a physician, where you're able to be quantitatively tested, laboratory, blood pressure, and so on, there's no room for a ridiculously low calorie diet. You're going to end up changing your body composition in not the way that you're hoping, because one of the first things that you might lose is muscle mass. In effect,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, in effect, that's what you're trying to build in your exercise program. So
some of these, I think they're what they say is that they do that to kind of reset the body. So I don't know if there's any validity to that in your opinion.
Yeah.
No.
No, there won't be any validity.
Well, I'm with you. I just wondered what your opinion was on that.
Yeah. There's no validity in really restrictive diets. You will miss out on nutrients that your body needs daily and set yourself up for possible emergency situations. And I would say it's not worth the risk. And it's not fun either, FYI.
And maybe I have met somebody along the way, but I can't remember. I mean, people who've done that diet, they're successful for a minuscule amount of time, and then they see that weight gain come back. It's the yo-yo effect. So I mean, anytime there's that yo-yo effect, obviously it's not sustainably working, right? So. Well, thank you for sharing some of your vast amount of knowledge. I always learn from you, and I appreciate that. May I ask you a fun question?
Sure.
Susan's a lot of fun, and we came up with this name for her. We call her the contrarian because she's gonna be contrary to things, and she's gonna be a hard head about things and stubborn, and that is why she is in such great health, is because it's a positive nickname. But so this is a fun question for somebody with her personality. Okay, Susan, if you had a warning label, what would your warning label say?
Well, I would definitely say that I would say get out of her way. Warning, get out of her way.
Warning, get out of her way.
Because a contrarian, in my sense of the word, has to see the evidence, has to be comfortable with the source of education, and then has to make up her mind. And when Susan is fully contrarian, then look out.
Look out.
All right.
I love it. Is that all it would say? Get out of her way.
Yes.
So when you have a one warning on a label, you better follow that one warning, right? For sure. Fun. I love it. All right. Well, Susan, thank you so much for agreeing to chat today and sharing some of your knowledge, and for trusting me in your health and wellness journey to help you meet some of your goals. And I look forward to continue doing that with you.
Well, thank you. And I would like to say it's a pleasure to continue being um, your customer and your client. I have never been good at exercise. I'm a bit klutzy, so I also forget how to do the proper routine, even midway through doing it. So you have a lot of patience with me, and I'm looking forward to being stronger so I can learn how to play golf.
Yeah.
And keep adding to my muscle mass increases. And the next time, I hope my blood work will demonstrate continued improvement in my parameters that will make my doctor happy.
Yes.
So more power to you, Rebecca, and I appreciate your time and your asking me to talk. Thank you.
Well, thank you. All right. So if you would like some assistance and some support in your health and wellness journey, feel free to message me, and my information will be on the screen. Thanks, and have a great day.